Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to LAZADA's Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. In today's video, we're checking out Xiaomi's newly launched Redmi device. And this one has a 200 megapixel camera with the YS. So as you can imagine, I'm excited. None other than the Xiaomi Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G. That is a very long name. But yes, folks, this phone did just launch. And in this video, we're going to be unboxing it. We're going to be looking at what is up with this phone, what's new with this phone, also some sample shots and a camera tour. But first, let's unbox. Let's take a quick closer look at this phone. Obviously, we got that nice matte back, and I like how that two-toned texture thing is going on with the camera modules. At the bottom, you get your SIM tray, your USB-C port, speakers. Up top, you also get speakers, and that is in true Xiaomi fashion, an IR blaster. On the sides, you get a volume rocker, your power button, and unlock button. And from this angle, you can see that slightly curved screen on that AMOLED display. Okay, so what's new with the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus? Here are just some of the things that I'm super excited about, and I can't wait to test these out. First of all, there is a 200 megapixel main camera on this phone. That's pretty cool because now we're seeing these cameras that used to be only reserved for flagship devices on devices like the Redmi Note series. This camera also has a bigger 1.6 aperture, which means more light comes in, which means you have better low light shooting. And of course, for better photos, this phone does 16:1 tetra binning, which means you're not shooting with a full 200 megapixel camera, although you can if you wanted to. But what it does really is it takes all the information that 200 megapixel can take in and then makes one nice image that's a better image that you would have taken otherwise. Does that make sense? Basically, it's like putting in more information in you get the idea. You guys know this. Aside from all of that, something that will excite people who shoot a lot of video with their phone, this main camera has OIS, which if you ask me should really be par for the course for these smartphones because a lot of us shoot a lot of videos on our phones now. This phone has a total of 3 cameras in the back. They have an 8 megapixel wide and a 2 megapixel macro and a 16 megapixel selfie camera, but obviously the one camera I'm excited about on this device is that 200 megapixel main shooter. Now, out of the Redmi Note 13 series, this is the premium device, so you're getting that sexy curved screen ever so lightly. I personally still think that curved screens are better than the flat screens. I just feel like it's a better in-hand feel, and it feels more premium to me. I mean, on this phone, it's also an AMOLED screen with 120 Hz adaptive sync refresh rate, which means everything will be looking smooth on this phone. This phone also features Gorilla Glass Victus, which means you should have a more durable phone. It's IP68 rated, and it's powered by a MediaTek 7200 Ultra with 5000 mAh battery. That should last all day. And there's a 120-watt charging brick packed with a phone. Xiaomi claims 100% in 19 minutes, so I'm excited to test that out as well. Now, in the meantime, let's get to the camera tour. So let's get to the cameras. Under photos, you have wide 1x, 2x, you get a 4x, and you can zoom up until 10x and then back to 1x. Now you also get different filters on the right side here, and there are a lot. You also get a beautify mode under photos, and you can toggle intensity as well. Under portrait mode, you get that toggle for the blur, so you get an aperture of 16 or 1, which is more blurred, and there isn't any zooming in or out on this mode. You also get your beautify filter, of course, with varying intensities and different filters on portrait mode as well. We now move on to night mode. You have wide, you have 1x, 2x, you can zoom up until
10x as well, and then back to 1x, and then under video we have wide 1x, 2x, and you can zoom up until 6x, back to 1x, and then you also see here that there are different filters for your video as well. And then under more you get the options for your resolution, so you can do 10K, 30 or 60 fps. You can also do 4K, and this is 10K 30. You can do wide up until 6x, and then back to 1x. Under 10K 60 fps you can do wide up until 6x as well, and then back to 1x. So you also have a 4K 24 fps, and then you have a steady mode, though I will say that under steady mode your video reverts back to 1080p. You of course have your 200 megapixel shooter. Now this is a mode because of course you have a 200 megapixel camera on the back of the phone, but of course it uses pixel binning to create smaller but better photos. But if you wanted to shoot 20 megapixel photos, this is the specific mode for it. Here you can do 1x and 2x. You also get a document scanner feature which does wide up until, wait, let's zoom in, up until 10x, and let me tell you, this document scanner feature always useful. Under more you have all the other fun features from Xiaomi. You of course get a pro mode that lets you switch out all the different settings that you have on this camera, and you can use your wide and ultra wide lenses. You also get filters on here, and you can do pro video as well. Now on to the selfies. You cannot zoom in or out under photos. Up here you get your different settings. Of course you have your palm shutter feature, which allows you to shoot photos like this, always my favorite feature. And then you can toggle the HDR on and off, and you even get fun features like voice shutter. I like that. Under portrait, you can toggle the blur from an aperture of 1 to 16, and then you also have video selfie, which, well, does not have a zoom in or out, but you can shoot in 1080p 30 fps, or, well, you have 60 fps as well. Now of course you get a really good beautify mode on this phone, and it's very detailed. You also get different filters just like you do under photos. Was our first look at the Xiaomi Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, it's just our first look, but if you would want to see a camera vlog test or a social media test with this phone, comment down below. I also have a video on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 13 that launched alongside this phone. I'll link it up here and down below. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's LAZADA on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time.